Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Surprise Thursday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Four Horsemen Studios Figura Obscura Anubis from the Egyptian Gods 2-pack. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. And here on the top, we've got a window that is in the shape of the Four Horsemen's logo. We got lots of little hieroglyphs on there that I can't tell you what they say because I don't read hieroglyphs. And then on the front here, we've got lots of hieroglyphs are carved in around the figure, and then a relief of the figure carved in and painted. Gods of Ancient Egypt, Anubis. And you can see that's all in nice gold foil, which I'm hoping does not foil my attempts to chroma key. Here on this side, Figura Obscura again in that nice chrome or foil gold, and then some nice artwork on this side. Four Horsemen again in that gold foil, and a nice picture there. And is that Basset? I think that is Basset. And then Figura Obscura bottom, again in that foil stuff. On the bottom here we have small fine legalese print, where to find it print, Four Horsemen print, a barcode, and adult collectible ages 15 and up, made in China print. Warning, don't stick things in your pie hole that do not belong there. Don't give it to babies. And then on the back here, got all kinds of hieroglyphs in the background, and some, I guess, papyrus or scroll here in the front. It's got a drawing of Anubis there, and then lots and lots of text I'm not going to read to you guys. You can pause it right here and read this to your heart's content, and then move on. And then here in the bottom we got all kinds of small fine legalese text, and again, where to find stuff, sourcehorseman.com, sourcehorseman.com/figura-obscura, and storehorseman.com. That, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at Anubis and his accessories. And first up we have handy dandy tweezers here. So we're going to start with the smaller pieces and work our way up. So he comes with 4 extra sets of hands. And the first set here to look at is on in and out hinges. It's a grip hand. Got some nice paint going on there. Nice molded details. And this is going to hold throughout all of the extra hands. Again, in and out. Oh, those don't match. They certainly don't. I got them mixed up. So let's see here. Here's the one that goes with that one. So again, the paint for the fingernails or claws, whatever you want to call them, in and out hinge. Nice molded details. Nice paint. So here's this one. A more human looking hand. And again, lots of molded details in there, in and out hinge. I wouldn't say there's a lot of paint going on here. Maybe a little overlay. Maybe. And then here's the matching hand for that. And let's see what we've got here. Like the kind of reaching out hands. And they have the claws or fingernails on them. Again, nice molded details, in and out hinge, and nice paint apps on those fingernails or claws, whatever you want to call them. I mean, look at all the veins and just the skin texture there. And same with this one. I'm coming for you. And let's see, the last set of hands, another set of grip hands. Human hands, up and down hinges this time. And everything, you know, detail-wise, paint-wise, stuff like that. It all holds true. For this one, of course, no real paint apps on that set of hands. He also comes with a set of alternate feet, which are more human feet, and we'll look at the feet that are on the figure when we get to it. So it's got some tilt, and once you get them in place, they will rotate, and they do have a forward-facing pin for rocker, but nice molded details, ports in the bottom to put on display stands, I guess. And just nice molded details. So, very cool. Let's see, what should we look at next? Let's look at his Ankh. At least I'm pretty sure that's what this is called. So that's pretty cool. Nice gold. I'm guessing it's a paint app, and then it's got a little bit of a maybe patina finish to it, or maybe just a little bit of black dry brush going on, but very nice, very detailed in there with all those hieroglyphic symbols. So very cool. So let's look at the alternate heads. So this one is much more statuesque, as in it's like a statue. Nice gold paint lines in the ears, nice for the eyebrows around the eyes. The eyes themselves, nice molded detail. You can see there's some cracks and breaks and stuff in there that lends this to being more of a statue type head. Nice paint apps on the top, some more chipping going on there, and you notice he's got this big cube on the back of his head, and that's for the headdress to go on the back of. And then we have this alternate head, the very vicious looking non-statue head, and everything I said about the paint apps on the last one hold true, except this one doesn't have any of the gold in the ears, but instead it's got teeth, tongue inside the mouth. I mean, wow. I would hate to see this guy coming at me. And again, he's got the big post on the back of the head. This one comes with an alternate neck, and this one is for the more statue looking head, because you can see this one has cracks and breaks and stuff like that in it to make it appear more stone-like. So I kind of like that this guy could be a statue too. It's kind of cool. Let's see. Let's take a look at this piece. I'm going to guess this is the Eye of Ra, maybe? I'm not sure, but who's watching? Always feel like somebody's watching me. It's this guy. So nice cracks in there. This is supposedly, you know, an artifact. It's made of stone. So it's got some cracks in there. Nice paint app, some gold here. And there, I've dropped it. And then, so it looks like it's made out of this color plastic. And then it's got this gold paint app around the edge of it, and probably maybe on the front of it too. So we've got a little bit of gold here, some looks like black, and then some white. So very Egyptian eye looking. And there's also this piece that goes with that. This is the little displayed base for it. It's got a port in there, and if you noticed before, this one has a post on the back of it, and you just plug it in. Just kind of straighten it up a little bit the best you can. So there's how that piece works. Here is the canopic jar. It comes with it. If you don't know what that is, when they mummified the dead, they would put their organs in these jars and seal them up. Maybe not as ornately as this for people under pharaoh status, but this one has a nice Anubis head on it, nice paint apps around the back here and on the front as well, around the base of the lid. Here, the eyes, and around the eyes. And then it does have some hieroglyphics here on the front of the jar. The jar itself might have a bit of a wash on it, just to maybe add some age to it. And you can see it's got some chipping there, and all around it really a crack. So very nice piece. I like it. And here is a staff, poker, walking stick type deal for Anubis, and it does have an Anubis head on it, and it's, I'm gonna guess, supposed to be made out of stone because there's all kinds of little chipping on it. It could be that, you know, broken or chipped wood, but this kind of looks more stone like. But I guess it could be petrified wood after all these millennia. So that's a very cool looking piece too. Now let's get to the big piece, other than the figure. So here we have this base, nice gold, and you can see lots of little detail in it, and these don't pull out or in or anything like that, so it's not like Raiders of the Lost Ark. So, and then on this side, lots of molded detail in there as well, and on each end too, so that's cool. And the next piece of it we have is the main body of it, and lots of nice sculpted details in here, and then around here we have all kind of hieroglyphic writing, and then some artistic details here at the bottom, some chipping, and again, this I think is all, you know, gold. It might be molded in gold, and then it has a gold paint on top of that, and then it's got a wash in it as well, I think. So very, very cool looking. And both sides have all the same kind of designs in it. The hieroglyphs might not be the same. No, it looks like the hieroglyphics around the edges are different. So that's cool. And you'll notice it has, you know, a piece of an edge piece on the inside here, and then this shape, and that matches up with this, so these pieces just go together like that. And you'll notice on the inside of this one, it has a little tab right here, and we'll get to that in just a minute. So here we have the lid, and you know, pretty much the same. It's got lots of nice molded detail. It's got a nice gold paint app on it. It's got a nice wash, and it's just very detailed. And you'll notice there's a little notch right there. And it also has these ports on it, and I'll show you what those are for in a minute, and a little indentation or cutout right here. So the tab and the slot there line up, and then it just closes down. So that's very cool. Now this last piece here before we get to the figure is, you know, another little Anubis statue, And nice gold in the ears and lots of it. The eyebrow around the eyes themselves, around the neck here, and this piece here. And just nice sculpted detail. And of course, this is supposed to be a statue, so it does have a bit of that stone look to the detail. And this piece looks like it's a piece that's glued in. It's not movable, so as you can see, it is loose, but it is glued in there, I'm pretty sure. I wiggled it around a little, and I shouldn't have. Now, you'll notice on the bottom, it's got some posts, and then, of course, the tail hangs down. So, the posts and the ports, the posts on the statue and the ports on the dais, you just line those up. It also lines up with the cut in the lid here for the tail. And there you have it. And the lids can come off, or you can pull the bottom off, and you can use it for storage for the accessories. So that's kind of a cool feature, I thought. So why not use it for some storage, you know? Well, let's take a look at the figure himself. And, you know, he looks angry. Nice paint apps, though. Gold around the eyes and in front of him behind. Nice blue. Looks like blue to me, anyway. Don't make fun of me. I'm colorblind. And that would be making fun of handicapped people. So don't make fun of handicapped people. And we got some nice paint apps up here as well. And just nice paint apps throughout. I mean, all over the headdress. Which all of this, from this point right here back, is removable. So this all comes off. Nice gold around the perimeters of it. And then just looks like it's got a bit of a wash in it as well. So that's really cool. The headdress, or not the headdress, the neck piece here is a separate piece as well. So it can pull off if you want it to. But tons and tons of paint apps in there. It's like there's the gold there, and then maybe some blue, and then it's back to gold. And maybe a wash in there as well. And then you've got this. So just tons and tons of painted details going on here. Around the arms here, around the wrists, and that's on both sides. The straps here that hold up his I don't know what you call this, armor maybe. You know, that's painted front and back as well. And the paint apps do go all the way around. And all of this, the belt, nice wired soft goods, even though there's not a lot of soft goods going on here. For the tail here, there is some assembly required. You do have to plug the tail in, and it is a bendy tail, and we'll get to that later. But down the belt here, I mean, just under here, just paint apps everywhere. Around the ankles here, and of course, it looks there's some fading going on here with the animal feet, and just great looking. Well, let's talk a little bit about his articulation. Of course, with this headdress on, and all three heads use the headdress, so there's not much articulation going on there. He can look up barely. He can look down a little bit. He's got a little bit of chicken neck, so that's something. And then he's got a little bit of waggle. Cannot do the full exorcist. He can go that far and that far, and that's about it. So there's that. The head, of course, is on a ball and hinge, and then it does plug into the torso so that you can swap it out for the other one. At the shoulders, 360 degrees worth of rotation there, and so much lift that the arm does pop out, and you can see it's just a simple peg there, and it will peg right back into position. So no worries there, my friends. And it looks like he gets a little bit more than 90 degrees worth of lift there. Nothing in the bicep. Single hinge and swivel at the elbow, swivels around 360 degrees and gives you, let's see, approximately 90 degrees worth of bend, 360 degrees of rotation at the wrist, and like most of the other hands, this is on an in and out hinge. So Nothing in the torso till you get to the waist, and it looks like there's a dumbbell or ball joint half dumbbell, whatever you want to call it, there in the waist. And it gives him tons of hula. He can lean left and right. He can lean back that far, and he can lean forward that far. So that's pretty cool. 360 degrees of rotation there at the waist as well. At the hips, get out of the way, arm. So there we go. At the hips, he can give you the full splits. Almost plus, it felt like for a second there, but no. Just the full splits. He can kick forward that far, and this may be hindering it just a tad, but if it is, it doesn't feel like it's hindering it very much at all. Back that far, maybe 3 steps, and then where the hip joint goes into the leg, you know, there's a little bit of twist there where that joint is, but it doesn't go 360 degrees, and his tail just fell off. So single hinge and swivel at the knee, swivels around 360 degrees and gives you slightly less than 90 degrees, it looks like. At the ankles, where they plug in, it does give you a 360 degree rotation, even though it doesn't want to do it as much as you would like it to. Gets stuck a little bit. Tilt at the ankle, down that far, up that far, and it does have forward facing pin for rocker as well. And as far as his tail goes, you know, there's where it plugs in, a bit of maybe unfortunate placement, but there is a hole here in the skirt, or I'm not sure exactly what you might call it. And it just plugs right back up in there. And it is a bendy tail, so you have some posability to it. So, not the biggest fan of bendy wire stuff like that. It tends to crack and not age well over time, dries out. So if you've ever had those little Bend'em figures, you know what I'm talking about. They just, over time, the materials in them get brittle and they do break. So there you have it, my friends. A look at this great, awesome figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Four Horsemen Studios Figura Obscura Gods of Ancient Egypt Anubis and Bastet 2-pack of Anubis, Bastet, and with him is Figura Obscura's Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, Mythic Legion's Thrace Wraithhaler, and from Harbinger Studios, Savage Crucible, the Lemurian Royal Guard. For our final set of comparisons, here we have the Four Horsemen Studios Figura Obscura Gods of Ancient Egypt Anubis and Bastet 2-packs Anubis, with from the Marvel Legends series making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee from G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander from Star Wars The Black series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper, and for a 7-inch scale comparison from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the Four Horsemen Studios Figura Obscura Gods of Ancient Egypt Anubis and Bastet 2-pack Anubis, I have to say that there's not much not to like about this figure. I mean, the accessories are great. The paint is fantastic. The sculpt is superb. And this is just one of the most incredible looking figures that I've ever reviewed. And it seems like everything I look at from Four Horsemen, it just keeps getting better and better. And I don't want to sound like, you know, I'm just tooting the flute for Four Horsemen, because, you know, I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. But, you know, a good figure is a good figure. And this is a good figure. Whether you like their other lines or not, this set of Anubis and Bastet is just, it's fantastic. When I went to Joe Fest 2024, Four Horsemen had a table at their first time they've had a presence at that conference, or at that conference, and this piece sold out. I want to say on the Friday night. I didn't go Friday. I just went Saturday and Sunday. And like Friday is just like the preview show, and you get early access to buy stuff. And this set was sold out Friday night, I believe the folks at the table told me. And I'm not surprised why. It's a fantastic, fantastic set. And, you know, Anubis did get the better accessories out of the set, I think. And maybe why they sold it as a set, because each figure is individually packaged, individually wrapped. So I don't know why they decided to do this as a 2-pack, but to me, regardless, I would have gotten both of the figures, whether it was a 2-pack or singles. It didn't matter to me. I really like these figures. Now, if there's one issue that I have with it, and that's the bendy wire tail, because, you know, over time those things just don't last. The rubbery plastic dries out, it cracks, it breaks, the wire pokes through it. It's one of those things that happens with that type of product. So, but, you know, one issue out of a bunch of just great stuff. And I mean, you know, these guys, you can, even if you had a head that matches the skin tone for this, you can make it an Egyptian dude. You can make a pharaoh, because he comes with a set of human feet. Although why you would want to do that and take these exquisite heads off of Anubis, I don't know, because every single head that he comes with is a fantastic looking head. And the paint apps are great. Just fantastic figure all the way around. Don't be surprised when you see this one pop back up in top 10 week, my friends. And if he doesn't, it's going to be a hard decision as to what's going to beat him off of that list. And I really don't like the way that sounded, but there it is. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I am now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content, or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.